Hi everyone, Reverend Beth Simmons here with your midweek moment on this rainy day, cool and rainy day. I actually did try to record outside, but the wind started picking up, and I didn't think you'd be able to hear me. So here I am, cozy inside. For those of you who are local to New Hampshire or surrounding and might be interested, I want to let you know of two upcoming events that we have in this Advent season. The first is Journey to Bethlehem, which is on December 11th. That's a Sunday, from 2 to 4, right here in Hancock. And it's sort of a take on a live nativity, except we transformed the little downtown area of Hancock into Bethlehem, and visitors are invited to take a self-guided journey on different stops of the nativity story. So you'll visit to be registered. There's a stop where there's Herod and some Roman guards. There's live animals with some shepherds and angels, and the Holy Family will be there. And it's free, and there are going to be refreshments offered inside as well if it's cold and dreary and you need to warm up, or you just need the warmth of some community. So we invite you to that. And then the second one is a service that we are calling the Longest Night, and that is on December 22nd at 7 p.m. And this is a chance for those who struggle with the pressure of joy and merriment of the holiday season, either because you are grieving or there are struggles in your life that are just weighing heavily on you. And this is a chance to acknowledge that darkness and those shadows and that heaviness, and also find a place for hope. So that is at the Hancock Congregational Church, and all are welcome to come. It is based on the Christian teachings of hope, but all from any faith tradition are welcome to come into that space and find some hope and healing this season. I wanted to talk to you this week about hope. This is the first week of Advent, the 4 weeks that lead up to Christmas, a time of preparation and reflection, not only on the birth of Christ that we are remembering, but also anticipation of a new coming of Christ breaking into the world. And there are 4 themes that are often used for Advent. And they are hope, peace, joy, and love. And sometimes they get mixed around, and sometimes people use different ones, but those are the traditional ones. And so this week, our focus is on hope. In addition to being a Christian clergy person, I also practice Buddhist meditation, and one of the most famous Buddhist monks, Thich Nhat Hanh, who died fairly recently. I once read something he had written about hope and about being a place of tension between Buddhist teachings and Christian teachings, is that Christians focus so much on hope, and he found hope to be sort of antithetical to Buddhist teachings, which are very much in the present moment rather than looking towards the future. And while I certainly appreciate that and understand that, I think that looks at hope as in the sense of wishing. You know, I hope my team wins the World Cup. I hope that we can have peace someday. I hope. In other words, I wish for something that seems, if not impossible, perhaps improbable, or something just out of reach. But I think that hope is something more than that. I think it's hope as being a glimpse of a promise, a glimpse of something happening. When we see hope in the world, when we practice hope, we're not just making far off wishes, not just, looking at a star or offering our fervent desires for something that we don't actually think is going to happen. But instead, hope is in the knowing that things are becoming. And I think, in fact, that it does jive pretty well with Buddhist teachings of being present and aware. Hope is being aware of the ways that the world is transforming in the direction that we would want it to in a positive way. One of my friends and colleagues, Leah, has a habit, and I think she's gotten out of it recently, but over the past few years, she has had a habit of posting on Facebook and asking people where they found hope that day. And I thought this was such a wonderful practice. And while I hope she might do it again someday, I'm going to take on the practice for myself. Perhaps not posting on social media, although I might. But I think for the month of December, I think I might, at the end of the day, ask myself that question. And I would encourage you to do the same. Ask yourself, where did you find hope today? Where did you see hope? Where did you notice hope? Where did you notice an inbreaking of the light of Christ, or the reign of God, or the promise of the beloved community, or simply of a better world? Pay attention. Hope is all around us, not pie in the sky wishes, but actual, concrete, real life examples that show us that things are not so bleak as we seem to always believe. If you are in a space and place to do so, I invite you to join me in a time of prayer and reflection, in whatever manner feels most comfortable for you. Expectant God, as we begin this journey into Advent, enliven our senses, sharpen our attention, make us more aware as we go through our daily lives of the way hope comes into this world, not as a dream or a wish of something that seems impossible, but confirmation that things are happening, that people are good, that change is possible, that the arc of the world bends toward justice and mercy. We offer this to you in the name of the one whom you sent, break into a weary world and offer it hope. Jesus the Christ. Amen. Friends, that is my bell of mindfulness, which if you're interested, I use from the Plum Village app, which actually is the Buddhist village that Thich Nhat Hanh founded in France. They have an app with lots of guided meditations and a bell that you can set to go off at regular intervals if you want, to remind yourself to take a breath, return to yourself, and be quite present. Perhaps it might be a reminder to you through this month to look around and see if you find hope. Have a wonderful week.